Hello everyone, this is In-Game Arts. We'll do another unboxing of the breakdown of the demo. This is NieR Automata. This is a sequel to a game that came out on the PlayStation 3 called NieR. Now, bear in mind, you don't actually need to know anything that happened in the first one, and it's not truly a sequel, but it is a kind of like a sequel, because there is another game called NieR. And NieR, the first one that first came out, was very, very overlooked. You should check it out on the PlayStation 3, it's very good. Now, NieR Automata was one of those games that kind of just came out of nowhere for a lot of people, and especially for myself as well. I mean, with all the big games that came out, like Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Horizon Zero Dawn, and so many other great games that got released, this one came out of completely out of nowhere from Square Enix and from Platinum Games. Now, I personally feel that this game was personally made for a lot of us who were really disappointed it didn't get like Bayonetta 2, because if you've played Bayonetta, this definitely seems like it has a lot of formula that Bayonetta had, like the guns and the weaponry and so forth. It just seemed like a way to nudge and say, like, hey, we have this other game for you guys to play, since Bayonetta looks like it's going to be a consistent exclusive to Nintendo. That might just be proven later, but I'm just saying, that the glory. But let's get to the game. NieR Automata was just something that was just truly surprised me for gameplay-wise, as well as story, music, and just overall controls and fluidness. I could not believe the amount of variations in gameplay mechanics in the game that constantly, this all went together with a top-down shooter, as well as a side-scrolling shooter, as a twin-stick shooter, and then you got a hack and slash, then you had a side-scrolling hack and slash, and then you even had a twin-stick hack and slash over the head. It's just insane for all the gameplay, and there's so many other little variations here there as well. It never stops giving you a different experience throughout the entire game. And that truly was amazing to me, that it integrated this so flawlessly that it felt like it was meant to be there, than trying to shoehorn a bunch of stuff. As well as that it all made sense in its atmosphere and design. I was at it all for how much I was really enjoying this game. To me, this will be bold to say, but I personally will say that NieR Automata clearly blew the water out of Horizon Zero Dawn and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Personally, for myself. Now, I've played both of them, and yeah, NieR Automata is probably definitely way better than those two games. If you can probably buy anything, you buy NieR Automata without a doubt. The only thing that really hindered this game's experience for myself personally, and again, this is my personal feeling, is that I disliked the fact that it had an open world aspect to it. This really destroyed a lot of it for me. Man, it nearly would have been a flawless game in my book if it just didn't have the open world aspect to it. Now, again, I know that people know that I am not very fond of open world games. After playing so many, like Breath of the Wild, and then also Horizon Zero Dawn, I just got through Gravity Rush 2. I was really looking for a game that was very well made for a strict more linear path with a little bit of exploration. So I was highly disappointed that Platinum Games did the whole open world game. I'm not into open world running around. It's really annoying to make me have to run around everywhere. Stop making me have to run around everywhere. For the love of God, stop making me run around everywhere. I cannot stress this enough. I hate open world games because of that aspect, because I hate when you spend more time trying to run to your destination than it does it take you to do what you're supposed to do at that destination. God, it just drives me up the wall. This game would have been nearly perfect if it didn't have that pointless and unnecessary game element of open world. If you're into open worlds, that's great. This will have that some aspect for you, and you're going to enjoy it. Me, personally, it ruined it a lot for me. As well as, like, Metal Gear Solid 5. Metal Gear Solid 5 would have probably been a much better game for me, but right as you start playing the game and you get on that horse, everything goes downhill from there. But, moving on from that little rant, NieR Automata does everything else nearly flawlessly. From story, to music, to gameplay, to RPG elements, to voice acting, to just the overall feel, and the feel of the game is just spot on. The RPG elements for upgrading weapon to get new weaponry, as well as to upgrading your pod to get new abilities for your little android robot you see right there on the right side of me, as well as getting different powers for it. And then you got your chip upgrading system that you install into your main character that will allow you to hit stronger, or resist more damage, or be able to increase your maximum HP, item drop rate, more experience points, and there's a lot more variations out there. As well as you can fuse chips together to create like a better chip for yourself that will use up less slots. The customized slot system was very creative, and I love the fact you can have multiple sets, as well as that the item inventory system that can quickly use items was very handy as well. You can just hit the down on the D-pad and just go to the item and heal yourself really quickly, as well as you can have weapon sets for your variations of how you want to play it. And it just, everything looked really great. And again, this is my personal favorite. I love monster bios. I love enemy bios that explain the enemy and variations about them. There's quite a bit out there as well. There's just so much the game really offers to you, and as well as the hack and slash, more gameplay kind of fighting style was very fluid as well. Platinum Games has pretty much labeled themselves as one of the best hack and slash providers out there. Most definitely on that part. But everything was just generally flowed really good. Now the story will grip you immediately. I could not put myself down. I wanted to know more and more about the game and about its story. There's so many morbid kind of you're wondering what's going on and what you're doing, what you're even doing is right. You're just so confused about the whole situation, and that's a good story writing right there. That shows you, and I had no idea what was going on in the game. And I'm generally pretty good at predicting stuff. And this game just kept me on the edge wondering what is truly going on in this game, and its story, and its characters, and everything else. And hey, I'm sure everyone can agree with me right now that 2B and 9S are like the best Android couple ever. There's just no, they've won the Android couple ever, because that's what you are. You're androids, and it's quite interesting that this perspective of an android fighting machines, which is the enemy here, and then you got the humanity, because you're trying to bring back humanity back to Earth, because an alien race came and just took over Earth, and humanity had to run to the moon, and now a long war has been raging between the humanity and these aliens. And it's just, I won't ruin and try to give you any spoilers. That's just a rundown story right there, and there's a lot more that you have to play to find out about it. But it just kept you intrigued, and even you will find yourself questioning certain things and wondering what the heck, and how the continent, everything just, like I said, flew perfectly. It was never a moment that I was sitting there at a dull moment. The only time I get, like I said, it was just the open world. I just really wish they didn't make this game open world. I really wish they didn't mess it up with that. But I know a lot of that's become a fad now, and lots of people generally like open world games. Why people like spending 80% of their gaming time running around doing nothing, I will never know. But hey, I understand the industry. You got to do what makes money. So open world it is. So, but everything else generally was really good. I have no complaints with this game. The music, I cannot tell you how great the music in this game. It's definitely became one of the most favorite soundtracks out there. Every moment, you can feel the song hit you, and just certain moments though, the song was very weird, because it's very soft and sweet. But here you are in this epic battle. It's is this the right song? But when you start learning the story and you start feeling it, you start understanding it. Sometimes that song was actually put there for a good reason. And that's the beauty of it, because you slowly learned yourself about everything, as well as that you'll slowly start getting the hang of the mechanics, the combat, the ability to fight and defend yourself, as well as that it just all flew really perfectly. Now, there are several difficulties: easy, normal, hard, and very hard. They're both all pretty much the same. Enemies tougher, hurt harder, so on and so forth. But on hard mode, it unlocks your lock-on ability, where you can no longer lock onto enemies. I generally found the game actually a lot easier to not lock onto enemies, so this was not a big hurdle for me. The only time that I had to lock onto an enemy is when I had to fight a really, really powerful enemy, and I mean like a bullet sponge enemy, where I just had to keep unloading on him, so it made things a lot easier. I just hit the lock on button and just keep unloading with the machine gun on him. But on very hard mode, this is the kind of difficulty systems that I don't really like, is where Once you die, you instantly die. It's game over completely. You're back to the title screen. I don't mind that concept. I just wish they could make it a form as a custom difficulty than a set difficulty. Like, I would like to play the game as super hard as it could be, but I don't want to die and get sent back to the title menu. I mean, I would love to see custom difficulties where you can make the game, like once you beat the game once, you can unlock a special difficulty where you can customize it and put alterations and stuff like that, where the enemies never drop healing items and so forth. You can completely customize the difficulty to your liking, to either be as brutally hard as you want or simple as easy as you want. I think that's something we should really... I would like to see in next generation games. That would be more next generation than anything to me. Moving on from that, I don't want to get into too much on that subject, but as I said, it's generally a fun game, and I cannot praise it enough for how well I have really sat down and enjoyed this game. I can't really much else I can really say. I can see certain people not finding a certain appeal to the game, like the graphics and stuff like that, and it's dull coloring. It doesn't have a lot of vibrant colors out there, so a lot of people might get a little deterred from that, as well as not the top-notch best environmental graphics like Horizon Zero Dawn. But if you're a true gamer and these things don't really matter. What matters is character, gameplay, and story, and it's everything that goes around it. The graphics are just there to provide you with something to see. It's like a picture. It's just there to give you a visual understanding of what's going on in the world. But everything else is more important, because that's what brings the immersion. Because anybody can tell you that a lower graphic game doesn't mean you can't be immersive. Look at my Minecraft and stuff like that. Or Thomas Was Alone. That game will make you care about squares and rectangles really quick. All in all, I highly recommend this game. If you get a chance, pick up a copy. It's well worth it. Trust me, I cannot praise this game enough. It clearly is right now my most favorite game of the year. It's the honest truth. The redeem code at the video, I have not activated. If you want it, be the first one to get it. I don't do redeem codes and all that stuff. Now, there was a 2 GB update for the game. I didn't personally find any problems when I first played it through, so I maybe got lucky, so I don't know. I've heard some people complaining about certain bugs here and there, so beware on that one. So I will leave links down in the description if you're interested in a copy, which I highly recommend. You really should pick up a copy if you get a chance. Hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos from me, and I thank everyone who sat there and watches it and hear about my opinion about the game, and just generally your support through the overall my experience of this game. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.
I never quite realized how beautiful this world is.
The commander's put me in charge of your maintenance, ma'am. That means I'll be performing regular checks on you from now on.
If anyone is listening to this, there's something I need you to do. If you ever meet up with your high unit 9S, I want him...
Perhaps we're not so different after all. Pod 153, I order you to halt all logical thought and speech.
They're not A2! I can handle this!
Androids were designed to protect their human masters.
Even if it's pointless, you still have to do it!
You two are the last remaining members of your hub.
That's not the operator. It's